Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have more information on not the next, but the next Kill Team box. These leaks have really scuppered my excitement for this. I still think Kill Team Toon World is a wonderful looking box. I'm really excited, but partly because of the leaks and partly because of how much information was revealed in the Nightbringer article, which we covered earlier. I'll tag that video at the end. It's kind of scuppered my excitement for the actual narrative of what's going on with this Toon World or where we're going with it, because we know the end boss is the Nightbringer. So I'm interested to see what they say about this new box, but we also know that this box isn't coming out anytime soon. In that last video I mentioned, I thought we'd be looking at April, May time next year. Maybe a little earlier, we'll see. But this definitely isn't coming this year. It probably isn't even coming early next year. So does this actually hurt your excitement of Kill Team and where it's going? Or are you more interested? Let me know in the comments below. Before we get into this article, I'd love to know where you are sort of with what's going on with this. But let's go through this article and actually find out officially what Kill Team Shadowhunt is. Adepta Sororitas battle Chaos Space Marines over a long-forgotten tomb in Kill Team Shadowhunt. We'll watch the trailer and then we'll run through the article. The Necrons have such ancient and complex technologies that they can exert limited control over the very forces of time. Yet, sometimes their meddling can have unexpected consequences, like a portal opening up a Kill Team release from the distant future. I like how they're trying to write around this. Fair play to the speed that they've addressed this and how quickly they've got this stuff out. It was obviously ready-ish. So I feel sorry for the social media team, and I will give them credit for that, and I don't often give Warcom credit. But what an absolute shit situation for them to come into work to this morning. But still, for some reason, their temporal gateways are always kind of blurry and at a strange angle. Anyway, I'm going to skip the rest of this preamble. This is Kill Team Shadowhunt. On the industrial world of Garanox, so not Samhet or whatever the Samnet, Kill Team Toon World is set on a different world to Garanox. Garanox isn't a world that we've heard of within the last couple of years of Kill Team. But it's on the fringes of Ultramar, a hitherto undiscovered tomb complex of night black stone sparks deadly unrest when work crews experience nightmares and portents of death. They are spurred by the doomsaying of a rogue psyker turned prophet known only as the Harbinger. I like it. This is a cool little narrative they're trying to weave. The local battle sisters of the Order of Our Martyred Lady resolve to bring down this dangerous heretic with a kill team of their finest witch hunters. But malicious eyes tasked with destabling Gulliman's realm watch from the shadows with primal hunger. Unbeknownst to either side, an ancient power lurks beneath the surface. One that would surely bring about far greater death and destruction than they could ever fathom. So this box looks like new raptors, warped talons, a mix of both probably. Some sort of demon-y one there as well, which is just amazing. And Sisters of Battle Witch Hunters. And these Sisters of Battle models, I'm not a massive fan of the Sisters of Battle, you probably know this by now. I quite like these models looking at proper images of them. I think they look very clean, I think their weapons are interesting. There's just something really cool about both the teams, which is annoying because I was kind of thinking I could skip this one. But no, apparently not. And it looks like here we've got a mix of the tomb from Toon World, painted differently, which is black stone instead of the marbly effect that we have on the Toon World box. But we also have a cityscape here, so is this tomb slap bang in a city? Is it risen out of the ground, or are we playing about with locations? I'm interested. So the Celestian Insidiants are outfitted with some of the finest anti-psycho war gear available to the Adeptus Sororitas, including Condemnor bolt pistols that fire anointed silver stakes and heavy maces fitted with null field generators. They are a true anti-psychic team then. Their elaborate power armor is decorated with spiritual talismans and wrought iron crowns which focus their faith into an impenetrable shield against witchery. So we have the Superior with a Melter pistol. I like it. We have a Reliquarius, which is going to be a standard bearer. She has the Condemnor stake bolter thing. The Denuncia, which is probably going to be some sort of faith-based prayer. It looks like she's casting something. I know that's not really what they do, but kind of vibe I'm getting. The Mortis Sanctus, big two-handed sword there. Looks ready to... She's going to be your melee-focused one. Looks ready for battle. The Censor, shutting down something. Anti-Psyker, maybe Anti-Psyker Aura. The Abjurer looks amazing. That is just a sword and board warrior, isn't it? Incredible. We have two Chromators, okay, with maces and more blaze-inducing flame pistols. Handheld flamethrowers, obviously a big thing in Kill Team. And then we have a couple of warriors as well, again with the maces and the Condemnor bolt thrower pistol things, crossbow pistol things. I quite like them. I think that they look really nice. It's probably the extra details and that little throwback to Crusade-y kind of medieval-y times. But these for some reason work for me. I quite like them. I'm not sure about any of the faces. And I hope that, well, those faces are okay. I'm not sure about the hooded ones, I guess. That one's good though. I quite like the helmet on that one and the helmets on these. So it looks like we're going to have a good selection of helmets. And then bare heads as well, and hooded heads. On the whole, it's quite a nice looking and individual looking kill team, which is kind of what we expect for this stuff now, isn't it? So they are experienced battle sisters who have prevailed against rogue psychers and heretic sorcerers, augmented by a brutal training regime that tests their spiritual endurance to the limit and hardens their soul to the disquieting effects of null energy. Through arduous hours of intense meditation and reflection, they learn to accept the sickness, disorientation, and paranoia that envelops those within a null aura, allowing them to wield these powerful forces against sorcerous foes. Obviously, they're going to have rules for 40k, and they're going to be a massive anti-psyker unit. It all sounds pretty good. And then their foes in this box. From above, swoop the foul agents of Abaddon the Despoiler. The deadly Murderwing, Raptors and Warp Talons, okay, so it's a complete rework of that box, who display a particular aptitude for assassination, infiltration, and asymmetric warfare. All of those things are some of my favourite things. Murderwings are terrifying assault specialists, born upon roaring jump packs that revel in the thrill of the hunt, and operate far more independently than the rest of their warband. So we have a champion, Huntmaster with a glaive. Good looking poses as well. They're not flying through the air, but they don't look like they're falling off a rock. He looks like he's just sort of crashed in, but I love how the talon loops around the rock. From these two images, they're some of the best jump troops that we've seen so far. Hopefully that will continue. We have a Shrieker. I like it. I really like it. Bolt pistol, chainsword, a Sky Seer, some sort of melter gun. It is a melter gun, isn't it? Yeah, okay. I like it, and I don't mind the pose. A Depredator. Really? I love the beaky helmet. I quite like the jump pack. Big chain axe. Yeah. Is that the same pose as that one? Yeah, that's a duplicated pose. Okay, I mean that's not really surprising with Space Marines, but I like it. The Curse Claw. Now this one's probably my favourite. Not entirely sure why the wings are sprouting out the jetpack instead of his back, and he still has the jetpack. But yeah, great. I love these weird, like, cursed abominations, full-on half-demon Space Marine things. He just looks terrifying. I love him. We have a Raptor there, we have a Warp Talon. Again, we're starting to see those repeated poses. And the Chaos Lord. So this looks like a different Chaos Lord. In fact, I'm willing to go out on a limb and say this is a different Chaos Lord to the Chaos Lord with jump pack that came out. Obviously there with the twin lightning talons, I think that they are. But all of this is looking really nice. They are nicer than I was expecting. Yeah, I like them. And actually this, alright, so this is a rework of a traditional older Chaos kit that has been around for years. Raptors and Warp Talons in this box. This is going to replace that box for 40k, but also you've got your Kill Team extras for your specialists. But as someone who is now dedicated to the Space Wolves, this gets me excited about potential Skyclaws. And going on a theory of the timeline of when this box will be releasing, we'll be very close to the end of 10th, if not into, well, we're not going to be into 11th, but we'll probably be very close to the end of 10th edition. 11th edition has long been rumoured to be this fast attack edition where they're going to be looking at aerial assault, quick units, speeders, mounted units, and jump pack units. It's all starting to tie in and come together, isn't it? But model-wise, I think that these look really nice. I think the Huntsman is my favourite. There's something about that glaive that I just enjoy. But no, these are really nice. Very close combat focused, but the Melter in there is, again, very close combat, but pretty nice, but they look like they're going to be brutal. Murderwing operatives are experts in high-speed aerial combat and push their jump packs to the limit with a boost, allowing them to strike nearby foes, howl demoralizing shrieks, and even snatch whole operatives off their feet and drag them away while passing overhead. Interesting game mechanic. Slavering killers wielding heavy chain axes and warp-racked fanatics with wicked talons are equally welcome in the legions of the Murderwing. Egos held in check by the presence of a fearsome Chaos Lord. The mission rules included in the Shadowhunt dossier shake up the game with an innovative map layout that combines the ruins and rubble of Killzone Volcus. Okay, so we're not losing Killzone Volcus, good. With the claustrophobic corridors of Killzone Tombworld. These descent kill zones are divided into two smaller boards, each half representing the upper or lower level of a combined battleground. I love it. I love that idea. You're going to need a bit more space for your games. I love that idea so much. That's such a cool narrative thing as well. Operatives can climb or soar up and down through entryways to claim objectives and ambush their opponents. Amazing. That is such a cool idea. And something that I've wondered if I'd be able to do myself, but now they're going to give us rules to do it. This is what they should have done with the last set of Into the Dark terrain. You should have been able to have an overworld and then an underground bit. I'm glad that they're finally going down it. This is really cool. I'm starting to get back into the hype train for Kill Team again. Just from that idea alone, that's amazing. Kill Team Shadowhunt contains two double-sized boards that use the maps and missions included, though the rules work happily with any two kill zones you want to use. A series of 3 joint ops missions tell the story of your combined kill team battling through Necron drones to reach the Radiant power source. 3 guesses who might be stuck in there, while adversary ops rules pit your questing teams against one another as the tomb's defenses attempt to stop you from unleashing the horror locked in its Blackstone sarcophagus. Locked in Blackstone. Interesting. So there's your dossier, and then you've got your tokens. All of this we expect. It looks like you are getting cards as well, which is a nice confirmation. Tombworld didn't seem to have those operative cards, but they've shown them off here. But it's good. They should be in the box. Interesting tokens there. The objective tokens. Bringing in a 4th. Maybe a 5th one as well, because I suppose you're on 2 different levels, aren't you? Yeah, okay. Okay, this is actually quite interesting. This box set won't be coming for a while yet, and there's more coming for Kill Team in the interim, which is yet to be revealed. We'll have a look into the new Kill Teams when we get closer to its intended reveal date. Fair enough, fair play. So we know from the Nightbring article that Tombworld is going up for pre-order in the next few weeks. I'm expecting end of September for that to be releasing from what they've said. Then we have this unknown box, this second box, and it looks like this is going to be a 3-box season, which is interesting. I thought that this would be a 4-box season. And then we've got Shadowhunt coming 2026. It looks like it is going to be between April and May if it's a 3-box season. which would tie directly into the end narrative of 10th edition. All of the things that I was thinking from Tomb World's reveal onwards are sort of being confirmed with this a little bit. Not necessarily in black and white, but they are being confirmed. Honestly, from these pictures, Shadowhunt is looking pretty good. The game mechanic sounds really fun. I really like how they're branching out and playing with the NPO side and adversary ops, joint ops. All that stuff is far more interesting to me as a player than just matched play. This is good. I know that they've had to tell us something about Shadowhunt. I appreciate that they're trying to keep a lid on certain things. These leaks haven't been ideal. This is a really cool idea, and I think in the interim, it might be something that I maybe play with and see if I can figure out a way of making it work, and then I'll compare that to the official way whenever that comes out. But as a gameplay mechanic and a way of playing and keeping variety in your games, I quite like the idea of having 2 smaller boards with very different terrain. Interesting stuff. And the models look incredible. It's 2 brand new kill teams again. They feel a little bit 40k fodder to me, but they also look very cool. So this season, despite us not knowing what's in the middle, I think this season is shaping up to be quite good. I'm really looking forward to going back to Tomb World, getting the Death Watch finally in, and then the new Necrons, they looked interesting to me. I do want to know more. Hopefully we'll find out more about that initial box very, very soon. But let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.